Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, this is my first live. I'd be more than happy to address them personally. Tough to see the questions. Give you a little idea what happened. Today we're in Illinois. We're living in a surveillance state, as we all know. And there is no true Republican Democrat parties that exist here. What it is a Democrat machine that uses individuals posturing as if they are Republicans to control and to keep these Democrats in their seats, and therefore they stymie the endeavor of any good. Let me see here. What do we got? They stymie the endeavor of any good Republican from getting elected, and that's why you see all these dogs up and down the ballot. Either we lose or they just can't compete. They don't get financed. They don't want the winners. They want the losers. I'm fighting against all that, and I'm fighting against it for you. Today I was in court because I spoke out about someone with mean tweets, Terry Newsom. He filed an order of protection against me. He went to the Darien police, tried to have me arrested. He went to the Schaumburg police, tried to have me arrested. And again, this is just for tweets. This is how far they will go, but it's also indicative of how weak they truly are. That's why it's crucial. March 17th, we need everyone to get out there and vote during the primary. If everyone comes out and votes in the primary, we will overcome every barrier that's been put in place, and we will literally take our state back. More opportunity, jobs, less taxes, safer streets, better education. From border to border. The southern end of the state is going to be developed beautifully. We have so many ideas. We can eradicate property taxes, throw the onus back on the government to prove what monies are owed. So many wonderful things we can do. But we need you, we need your friends, we need your voice. It's my name on the ballot, but your voice, and I mean that sincerely. So, everyone saying that you have my vote, that's so exhilarating. I love it. We have to give, and I'm going to do a lot more of these lives. Today is the first one. But what we need to do is get our friends and family out there, get them engaged. Social media is the only way. They are not going to finance a good candidate to get through to fight against their interests. They're literally all already fighting against me, obviously. I have criminals. Terry Newsom is a criminal informant that's trying to have me incarcerated for speaking out against the Republican corruption. Hey, how did I become a cowboy all of a sudden? Secondly, Valo Jada, one of the biggest scumbags in Illinois politics. He faked as if he was a veteran, stolen valor. He faked as if he was a police detective. Just an insidious liar. And he does the dirty work for a lot of corrupt politicians on both sides. He's supposed to try to have me arrested tomorrow because I said he was managing a Chinese Communist Party candidate, which he is. Literally, Mark Su, who is running in the 9th district in Illinois to take over Jan Schakowsky's seat on the Republican side, said his favorite legislator is Bill Foster, a radical Democrat, I think in the 11th district. And then also he said he supports the Chinese Communist Party. And Illinois, in large part, is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. A lot of dark Chinese money here that infects our culture and our elections. And we have to fight against that. We can do it together. So if I could, I thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. This is wonderful. I've been wanting to jump on here for a while. Now that I'm learning how to do it, there's some things I know how to do and some I don't, and I'm not a big tech guy. But I'm going to, I get caught up to speed pretty quick. Let me invite a family member. Is anyone available? Could you read some of the questions for me, please? Let's see if I could do it directly. What will you do day one in office? Day one in office. Day one in office. If you could have a seat, please. Day one in office, eradicate the Safety Act. Gone. It's unconstitutional. It's putting citizens at risk. We're going to become a constitutional state again. Our Second Amendment, First Amendment will not be infringed. There's many things we're going to do first day in office. We need you to win. Thank you. I need you to vote. It's a dual relationship here. There's a reciprocity that's owed. I need you to get to that ballot box on March 17th. You vote for me in the primary, we win the election in the general. J.B. Pritzker has a lot of money, but he can't compete. He will not be able to. I have individuals tweeting, stitching, whatever it's called, duetting videos all over the state. White, black, old, young, male, female, it doesn't matter. We have a resonating voice, and they can tell that it's for the people. Anything else?
What about taxes?
Taxes, we're going to lower the taxes, both property and income taxes. We have a great plan to do that, and we brought somebody in that was actually a bank examiner auditor. And he's the individual that's going to do the math, and he's going to be able to effectuate our plan. It's very sophisticated, innovative, and we're going to release that plan in its specifics as soon as if anybody else gets in the governor's race. They're trying to get another conservative, hoping to take the vote from me. Aaron Del Mar, a career corrupt politician that just ran a slate of Democrats, who was at the helm of the Cook County politics here, is going to run in and try to split a vote from me. He used to own an escort agency and a website called soulraper.com. When did this individual become a Republican for the people? Doesn't sound very conservative to me. Any other questions?
Will you bring back union presence across the trade workforce?
Okay, so a lot of people aren't aware. I am a fan of the union. My father was a business representative for the 727 Teamsters Union for about 30 years. Grew up in our National Brotherhood of Teamsters. I also have no issue with the individuals that want to depart. But the reality is I support unions. Yes, it's not a typical Republican stance, but I do support the working man, and I'm here to fight for them. We can have a lot of advantages without harming our unions.
Let's see. There's a lot coming in.
This is awesome. What do we have here? Lower taxes. We are lowering taxes. We have a plan. It's going to be fantastic. Please, while we're on, ask 2 friends to join us on TikTok, Facebook, on X. Engage. Keep getting the information out.
Homeschooling people.
Homeschooling. Okay, so my children went to very conservative schools. I'm a believer that parents are first educators. So there's going to be no hampering of homeschooling. As a first educator, parents have the first say in how their children learn and are educated, and the government does not belong in that business. So big fan of homeschooling, and I'm going to support it. And the money should follow the child, by the way.
Somebody said about evil tollways and the dumb construction they do on the same expressways.
Okay, so very briefly, we have a dynamic plan. We are going to repatriate all that tollway money that's leaving, the parking meter money that they sold away. There's billions of dollars that are being managed by and earned by private equity through very corrupt sales and deals by cronies here in Illinois, and we're going to bring all those dollars back. Go ahead.
I'm seeing why run as a Republican MAGA instead of a moderate.
I believe in the MAGA policies. I think Donald Trump is doing a fantastic job. I think, when we look back in time, we're going to see that his policies were so effective at the right time because literally we were teetering on the brink of catastrophe, particularly if Kamala would have gotten in. So I like the MAGA, Maha. I'm a big regenerative farmer. I love clean foods and being conscious about vaccines. I fought against the masks and the vax, etc. Been a supporter of Trump. So I love the agenda and the trajectory the United States is headed on, and I'd like to complement that here in the Midwest.
Somebody mentioned about Pritzker and what he's doing with the Texas Democrats.
Yeah, it's atrocious. And by the way, he's taking those Democrats. One of my opponents is a corrupt Sheriff Mendrick out of DuPage County. They literally call this man the Joe Biden of DuPage County. In DuPage County, they're stashing these rogue Democrat legislators in DuPage County because Mendrick is the one that's going to help insulate them because he's getting money for Pritzker to run in this race. That's the way it works, folks.
Someone asked about your political background.
So my political background, I ran in 2022. I ran as a Republican nominee. When I saw that both of these parties are so corrupt, it's a uniparty establishment that's controlled by a few here in Illinois and the Chinese. I tried to run as an independent Republican. It was very difficult. I couldn't get on the ballot as a traditional candidate because I voted for Donald Trump in the primary, and therefore it prohibited me from being able to run as like a separate Republican Party, independent. And so I ran as a write-in, and now I'm running for governor of Illinois as an actual constitutionalist, patriot, conservative Republican, faithful governor.
Do you like Trump?
I do. As a matter of fact, I am a fan of Trump. I'm a fan of a lot of what he's done, the way he's navigated all these corrupt agencies. I can't even imagine what he's gone through on a national level because that's what they're doing to me here. People don't realize the fights that I'm having mentally, physically, spiritually, behind the scenes, fighting for you as these people literally try to have me arrested and harm me while I just fight for what's reasonable to make our streets safe, to create a state where we can finally thrive. So I need you to get out there and vote for me. This is not a political individual. I'm not a political individual that's seeking office for my own ego or fame. I'm seeking office to help you. I'm here to serve, and I need your help to do that on March 17th. You vote in that primary, we're going to change the political landscape in Illinois dramatically, and I need you to do that.
I have two I see that you might want to answer. Someone asked about yard signs, and another asked about Second Amendment views. Oh,
Second Amendment. So that's another thing we're going to abolish first aid. No more bans, PICA. The FOID card won't exist here in Illinois. This is not a political puffery in order to get votes. This is exactly what's going to happen. We're going back to be a constitutional state and a safe state. No fees, no FOID cards. As a matter of fact, we're going to take the admission stations and repurpose those monies and invest them into a state-funded facility for families that want to learn how to use firearms. We're a big fan of the Second Amendment, the Constitution in general.
The yard signs. And
the yard signs, all you have to do is go to SeverinofforGovernor.com. Info@SeverinofforGovernor.com. Info@SeverinofforGovernor.com. You go to the website and you can request whether you want to get a yard sign, help us volunteer. It's crucial. We have the signature phase coming up. We have to get on the ballot. We need 5,000 authentic registered voter signatures to get on that ballot. Without being on that ballot, this state has no voice, I can assure you folks. So I need volunteers in every county helping me to get signatures. I want to turn in 7,500 signatures. And if we turn in 7,500, we are going to be on that ballot. On the main stage, we will battle J.B. Pritzker. We're the only one that can compete with them, and it'll be a fantastic general election, and we will win. Anyone?
Why do you attack grassroots Republicans who disagree with you?
I don't attack grassroots Republicans. I call out individuals of ill purpose, or they're interlopers, or they have an interest that's antithetical to actual Republicans winning races. There are figureheads throughout Illinois that are installed to stop us from having success. I'm willingly encountering a fight with them as I call them out. because transparency is key. The more people learn, the better we can do. So I love all people. I have no animus toward anyone, but I'm not going to allow anybody to stand in the way to turn the trajectory in a better direction here in Illinois.
Let's see. What are you going to do about Chicago being a sanctuary city for illegal immigrants?
Oh, for day one, no more sanctuary status in this state. Individuals that are here illegal will be going home, starting with the criminals, starting in our prisons. On day one, they are going home. This is a very easy fix, folks. You need someone with a business biography and the ability through leadership to be able to navigate and leverage to accomplish these things. On day one, I have one of the top cops in the state, if not the nation, that's going to take over for the Illinois State Police, and this the number 2 running for the Illinois Department of Corrections. We cannot thrive and turn a city around or a state around if we can't keep its residents safe, and we plan on doing that day one. We have to tighten it up.
Why do GOP events tell you to stay away?
Oh, so the Illinois GOP is our GOP members masquerading, or they're actually Democrats masquerading as GOP members. These individuals are trying to help my opponents and distractors rather than help me, because I want to help you. There is no benefit for them if we solve the crisis that's going on here in Illinois. My lieutenant governor has come on specifically to solve that problem, and that's what he does. He's one of the brightest minds in the nation. He could have chaired the Fed. This is the level of individual that mobile oil executive, etc. Incredibly complex when it comes to solving fiscal crisis. So people are going to be just enthralled when we roll out our plan in a more public way.
When you are governor, where do you plan to reside?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked this question. A lot of times these gubernatorial hopefuls say they're going to stay in Springfield. I don't plan to stay in Springfield. I plan to still reside in Lake County. However, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the mansion. The governor's mansion is going to be open for homeless veterans. No homeless veteran will ever sleep on the street again under a Severinor administration. Veterans are being left behind. Those suffering with mental illness are being left behind. So we're going to open the doors. We're going to allow them to stay in the governor's mansion, create breakfast. It's going to be beautiful for them. They always know they have a place to stay. They won't be ridiculed or discriminated against, number one. And number two, if that wasn't possible, we're going to allow some kind of philanthropic endeavors, celebrities, etc., to rent it out, and those monies will go to our veterans. Our veterans are being left behind, particularly here in Illinois. They housed illegal migrants rather than those that fought for our country, and that's atrocious.
What degree did you get from Harvard?
Oh, so yes, growing up in Cicero, Illinois, literally fighting every day of my life. So what I did is I always felt that educationally I was a little bit left behind. I was a great leader, largely predicated upon instinct. Well, what I needed to do was learn from those that knew better, the data, etc. So there's a special program. It's the most prestigious program on the globe. It's called the OPM out of Harvard. Now, it's a 3-year endeavor. If you're selected through intense scrutiny because you're a contributor, you have the brain, etc., you study with 177 global leaders. The belief being, if you can live together for this 3-year period, you spend about a month and a half on campus every year. Everything else is done via distance because most of them have families or companies. They're hoping that you can affect the world in some great way. And that's actually what I'm trying to do here. It was a wonderful experience. I am Harvard alumni. I did go to law school. I have a forte for the law. I love the law and the way it exercises. So that's my educational background.
Rose said she's been asking this question. That was my fault. She asked about
How am I?
Electricity?
Oh, yes, we do have a plan for that because we need to bring more nuclear partnerships to Illinois. We have oil in Illinois. There's a ton of things that we can do to stymie and to freeze or lessen the amount of the ComEd, all these companies throughout the state. But it's largely predicated upon nuclear partnerships. We want to bring tech companies to Illinois, particularly the southern end of the state. They need an immense amount of energy to exist and operate, and we're going to facilitate through tax incentives to bring them here, and we're going to help to develop and inspire kind of like a boom of the southern end of the state because it's been forgotten too long.
Someone asked about your plans for rural Illinois.
Basically, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Second Amendment, you already answered that. What would you do to the state pension workers?
Mm-hmm.
That's just a general.
Yeah. We have a couple of, one of our greatest plans is to repatriate our pensioners that have left. So particularly tapping into the elderly. We don't want them fleeing the state anymore. We're not looking at the heyday to be able to retire and leave Illinois. We want them to retire and stay. So our seniors should not be paying property taxes. That's number one. Number two, seniors that have already left, we want to incentivize them through that program to repatriate. And then we want to create some kind of a development process where they don't have to leave the state because of inclement purpose. We'll create the southern fair weather area of the state bordering nicer states or warmer states, and then keep them within our borders and keep them, in their dollars as part of our economy. And that's what we plan to do. And obviously, you see, I don't go into a lot of depth. It's not because it's not there. There's a lot of regurgitators here. They take good plans and they run and adopt them as their own. So we're going to give you the in-depth analysis as soon as everybody's files are on the ballot. Then we'll release it and we'll have full ownership of what our agenda is to lead Illinois. And it's going to be fantastic.
Someone said you're playing for corrupt school boards.
Okay, so I've been fighting against the school boards. I fought against the masks, the vaccine mandates, the porn books in schools. I've tried to advocate on behalf of, parents being first educators, giving the autonomy back to the teacher to teach to the child in the classroom rather than bring a federal agenda into the classroom. So those are some of the ideas that we have to give power back to the parents and, and then focus on education rather than lowering the bar to advance these children, which eventually it's going to backfire. We're not going to be able to compete nationally or globally. We're going to hold these teachers to a higher standard, and it's going to be on a more merit-based advancements rather than through agenda. So it'll be fantastic.
Thoughts on mental health crisis?
Mental health. Before it's difficult. I had a family member with bipolar. Unfortunately, my sister was bipolar who passed due to a vaccine injury. So there's an immense amount of animus I have. But I also, since I was younger, was able to see this is a woman who is beautiful, who, if she was on her medication, one of the most wonderful, beautiful souls out there. However, off the medication, the reality started to slip a lot less, or a lot more resources were due. And I know what it's like from the family perspective, trying to get her into facilities and what that runaround's like. And let's go beyond that. Let's talk about DCFS and how our children are not being served. They're being abused, trafficked. These foster families that, with 12 children that are being underserved in homes, things of that nature. I have a great depth and understanding of what's happening with our children there. And that's largely why I'm running, because I understand from a family perspective. I support a nuclear family, and I support these children being in homes where they can thrive. And with me as your next governor, that's exactly what's going to happen. Children are off the table. You harm children, you're going to jail.
Medicating children, like the ADHD
Okay,
or
so
medicating.
we need to get back to recess, intramurals, paying attention to children, exhausting them mentally, letting them burn that glucose in school and learn, rather than medicating them because they're easier to deal with or to control. The psychotropics, they're showing the studies. There's like, I think in foster care, there's about 200,000 kids that are on psychotropics. I don't remember precisely, but something near this. And again, we have a plan for this. So it's not just political speak here. We have an actual plan to turn Illinois around and bring all the residents along with. And I'm looking forward to that.
Someone said
Actual plan to turn Illinois around and bring all the residents along with. And I'm looking forward to that.
someone said to clarify you went on the BLM podcast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I went on the Black Lives Matter podcast and they're using it against me. Hey, folks, if you don't talk to people that think differently, they never will. How dare these Republicans use that against me? I talk to blacks, so I'm a Democrat or a radical. I talk to everybody. I love everybody. And everybody knows that. So I'm going to continue on that course. I'm bringing people together. I'm not bending a knee to every whim to get a voter to come along. What I'm doing is I'm leading and I'm saying, get behind me because I have something to offer. My big tent is going to exist, or I should say our big tent is going to exist to bring everybody that wants betterments back for Illinois. That's what we're going to offer. We don't want a big tent, just because it's a certain demographic, we want them over, but they don't share our principles. No, we want people to come along that want to be a part of betterments, and that's what we're inspiring. That's why when you look at the twitching, the duetting, the stitching, whatever it is, I apologize if I don't know all the terms, but what occurs is it doesn't matter. We're blurring the line of political party, age, color, and we're on a mission here, and people want to be a part of it, and I am so sincerely thankful for that. The only reason I have the energy for the fighting to be armored up and to keep going is because of the beautiful people that. The only reason I have the energy for the fighting to be armored up and to keep going is because of the beautiful people that are supporting me, and I can't even explain how thankful I am for that.
Someone mentioned that you stated you were for a women's right to choose on a podcast at some time, and what your position on abortion is.
I'm a pro-life candidate. I have 5 children, beautiful wife. I love celebrating life at every stage, and I would say don't believe what you read, especially in an AI environment now. I have 172 images with the FBI from being stalked, a huge investigation going on right now, and I can assure you it wasn't me in any of the photos, so be careful.
The trails they put in the skies, I think.
Chemtrails has to stop. Toxic, again, accountability. If you want to do something that can create danger potentially to anyone that resides in Illinois, you're going to have to prove to us through intense scrutiny that it's safe. If it's not safe, it's not going to happen.
I'm seeing a lot of people, I don't know if you already answered this, property taxes.
Yeah, I answered. Anyone else?
Let's see.
I have about 2 minutes left.
How do you plan on turning Chicago?
Okay, so because I did grow up in Cicero, Illinois, literally bullied, fighting every day of my life, started school very young, and I have an interesting story I'll share with you. So I started school very young. At that time, you tested if you passed these rigorous tests, you were able, or they thought you were bright enough. So I started kindergarten just before turning 4, so like 3 3/4. So I was always the smallest and the youngest in class, and therefore I was bullied. Growing up in Cicero, literally fighting in the streets, hopping on freight trains, you name it, I've done it. The reality is my heart, growing up that way, and particularly through adversity, you just kind of mentally, you grow differently. So that's what I'm going to bring to the table, and that's what resonates so well with people in Cook County. I know it so well. But I also have the heart and the empathy for the salt of the earth people that reside in southern Illinois that have been left behind. So very humbly, I say, I've been fortunate enough to suffer in my life because I believe that's where lessons are learned. That's why I know how to care for the entire state, and through biography, education, leverage, and instinct, and a power team, we're going to be able to balance the interest from Cook County to the southern end of the state, and it'll be like never before. It'll be a Republican revival.
Can you ask if anybody knows how to save a live so people can rewatch it?
Does anybody know how to save a live? If you could let me know, or
just 'cause people are asking the same
my
question.
daughter who's sitting here asking questions. How do we save it? If you could let us know, that would be fantastic. I just wanted to do this to get out there. I want to be connected to you. The thing I like about Donald Trump is he brought the White House into our homes through Twitter at the time. Very available president. I'm going to be a very available governor that rolls out a red carpet for the Trump administration.
Turn into one more.
Yes.
People are asking your plans for small businesses, for a lot of the small business owners and all that kind of stuff.
So I was a small business owner for 25 years, still am. One was hospitality. I was getting ready to sell my company during the to private equity when COVID hit. Revenues were decimated. I gave my company to my 3 longest working employees, the contracts I had left, and I moved on to run for Congress. That I had a children's foundation that I started and funded that benefited hospitals. But I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Just how to small businesses.
Oh, so as far as small business, we have to remove the red tape. Number one, the compliance. Hold the city and state workers to a higher standard. Right now, they don't understand how quickly entrepreneurs and business minds have to move, and they're causing opportunities to be left behind. So we can speed up that process. Ronald Reagan did it very well. I think it was the Sunshine Bill or Sunshine Act, where the federal service was stepped up to a new level. We're going to do something similar in Illinois.
You're voting in 2016. Someone said you didn't
Yeah.
vote.
I am. If you look, it's public information. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe these sinister individuals that want to profit off, misinformation, fake news. The reality is, I am a hard voting Republican. It's irrefutable. So please, they call me a rhino. They call me names because they don't want you to like me. That's what it is. Donald Trump said very, very astutely, it's not me they're after, it's you. I just happen to be in the way. That's exactly what's happening here. I'm fighting, I'm taking all the arrows and creating the shield for you. I just need you not to fall for the nonsense.
Someone said Tom DeVore is a very large critic of yours.
Yeah. Tom DeVore is an absolute loser. Tom DeVore is a disgusting human being. When you look at that 8-count ARDC complaint that was placed against him for taking advantage of that woman, his client, having sexual relationships with clients, using them, interloping with their businesses, and then he subsequently was suspended. But because I fight for women, he has an issue because he was dragging a woman to an abortion clinic, coercing her to have abortions, and I spoke to the woman, and he knows that I know about it, and I believe he shouldn't be a voice for the Republican Party because it doesn't share our values. That's why he's a critic of mine. That's why anybody who's a critic of mine, it's predicated upon their misdeeds, not mine. I've done nothing but fight for people, very transparently. And in Illinois, the head of the deep state snake, they make it very turbulent, I can say that.
I would say just remind everyone that you're trying to get to the questions. You answered a lot of them already, and we'll find a way to download and post the live so they can go back.
Right. So I look forward to doing many more of these. It excites me to be able to do this. And I'd like to engage with a lot more of you because I'm going to learn a lot more. You're going to hear a lot from me and maybe too much. But I look forward to learning a lot more about you, and this is a great venue and opportunity. So please share my information. Go to my website, volunteer. I need the signatures. I need my petition signed. Thank you for everybody that's sending these hearts. I see a lot of action here. I don't quite understand it, but I'm very thankful. But the reality is, have your friends join me on social media. I don't say that for revenues or monetizing, etc. I say that because this is the way we take our state back. Could you imagine if you didn't have to spend a dime? No one had to donate money. Nobody had to, do all this masquerading at these town halls, like, there's a different agenda than that's already been designed as an outcome. And then people just measured the information and went and voted. That's how you take your power back. All you have to do is vote in that primary. You get me through that primary on March 17th. When I say the political landscape in Illinois will shatter, and it hasn't been since the 60s, when there was a lot of nefarious things going on when Kennedy was running for office here in Chicago that a lot of historians still remember. At the end of the day, we take the state back by voting for me on March 17th. I go against J.B. Pritzker. We can compete against him. We're the only one. We're the only one that can compete against J.B. Pritzker, and we can offset his $3 or $4 billion with your voice on social media. That's why it's crucial. Share my information, and we take our state back. So, thank you for joining the live. I look forward to doing many more, and I look forward to spending a lot of time with you in the future. So thank you very much. Have a great night. Now we have to figure out how
I think there's an X.
to stop it.